this one day, the Taliban came over to in front of my house. They took my car. My house door is open, and luckily my family is not there. So I knew it. Somehow I knew it if they might go after my family. So I called my family, come. They were looking for 8 individual pilots, so they could shoot one, assassinate 1 or 2, and the rest could get scared off and leave the jobs.
So on the 15th of August 2021, when Afghanistan fell into Taliban's hand, and that was the moment, it was a big change and it was like a dream.
Kabul has fallen to Taliban's hand. And like, seriously, it's only 9 o'clock and I just landed. I just wear the civilian clothes, walked out, and when I see in 2 hours, it was a completely different world. I went outside, saw around the buildings, and many people with a lot of guns. Everyone carries their own rifle.
Pilots in Air Force, or the Afghanistan Air Force, were the first in the high target to Taliban. They assassinated many pilots of ours during those couple months.
There was no capturing them and put them in the jail, just shoot them right there, and which they did to a couple of our friends. When the Air Force commander asked me to go to Kandahar, I just told him, like, sorry, it's a mission suicide. It's because you're taking a big C-130 with Afghanistan flag on it and going to a city where there's Taliban. So he told me, like, you have no choice other than saving them. As much as you're worried about me, there's 130 people waiting for me to go evacuate them. And each 130 people has their father, mother, brother, and sisters. I'm going to take care of them. If something happened to me, that's only me, one person. If nothing happened to me, then I saved 130 family instead of one family. He didn't say anything. He was quiet for a couple of seconds, and then he just told me, when you get back home, call me back. I was receiving many calls from my all advisor, colonels and best friends, good friends, the people who flew with us, the people who were working with us, all the Americans were calling me like, hey, you were in our priority list and you have to leave the country.
So I work with a company that's subcontracted to the Volkswagen as an AVG maintainer specialist. So AVG is the automatic guided vehicle, and there's a robot that runs over the magnetic tape. And if anything happens to those AVGs during the production, we're the one they call us and we go fix it.
Got a spoiler station south of here on the
10-4, I'm on my way.
So usually I get up at 4:30 and get ready by 5 o'clock and leave the house by 5. It's a 20 minutes drive to work and about 25 minutes to 25 minutes walking from the parking lot all the way to the plant. And the work starts at 6 o'clock. Every single time we have overtime of 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes even 3 hours. So it goes all the way to 5 to 6 o'clock, even sometimes 6:30. And by the time I come back home, I have only 1 to 2 hours to play with children and talk to wife and have a dinner and go back to sleep and do the same thing tomorrow. So back home, I was in the Air Force as you know, and I ranked to full bird colonel as a director of training and education for the Air Force, and I was also instructor pilot for C-130s, instructor and evaluator pilot. It's a big change in the life, being a pilot and flying for the Air Force and having a colonel rank and comes and start the life from the beginning to be maintenance.
But they also have
he just got back, man. What are you doing?
That's a big change in the life.
American food and Afghani food is very different. So American food is good food and the taste is good. Yeah, the size is a little big in Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan, and there is different stores, different supermarkets. I want to make a food, Afghani food, like a Kabuli palau, like a kofta.
How have things been going since last time we met?
Things are going great so far. I was still working on installing internet, DPP, and setting up the gas account. With all those are been through, I'm having a job now.
If I'm right, one of community members helped you to locate this job, correct?
A lady who is originally from Iran. She has good connections and good friends here in the town.
I think you, Mr. Shinwari, is so good in meeting people and making this first step and pursuing your goals.
Yes.
I'm so glad it worked out. We also talked about your wife possibly pursuing professional job or education. So where you stand there.
Since I have a young boy that he's only 5.5 months old, and daycares are expensive. I went visit a couple daycares. Each daycare is asking for $1,000 a week, and some of them are $500 a week. But still, it's a $2,000 of paycheck to only pay for the childcare, which I don't even make this much. So my plan for now is she would stay with the children. So that way I don't have to have a bigger bills to pay.
But eventually, while she's taking care of the babies, she will also do the online English learning classes.
Hello, welcome to the first course English class. You will learn how to introduce yourself.
I'm Sylvie. What's your name?
My first name is Manisha.
Please spell that.
I need to speak with people in this country, so I need to learn English. And their English is a little difficult for me, and I hope I want to go to classes English and learn and read, and my English is better and then better.
The payment I'm currently making is exactly the same amount I'm renting a house. That's without food and bills. Only the rent and my income are both the same. So I'm still short of the bills that I have to pay: electricity, gas, internet, water. But I'm lucky that I have a younger brother working with me. With both of us combined working of 2 incomes, it's all gone by the end of the week.
زنګ د نو هله غوته پیره
زنګ من دو هله اوس ته چک چې مون خو سهار دلته به 2 بجې د مخامي تو ور کالنانی
کابل به 2 بجې دوه څلوېښت سهار دي یو زنګ وکړه څوک ویښي څنګه کلام بارم څه آخري ځل د څه خبرې وکړې
پرون شپه مو سره خبرې کړې وې
نه ونه شي دا کې که وشو کوونه چې دغه وکړو بیا سهار ته ورته بیا زنګ وکړو
صحیح
سهار ته یکشنبې ده که نه خو سبا ته به زنګ وکړو نه شو بیا
Carrie, we don't have it back home. So that was really exciting to my daughter especially. She loves penguins, and that was her first time seeing penguins, actual penguins.
I wanted to go back to the flying career and have my children grow up and study here, and they become American and dream their life, like live not the way I lived, but live peacefully and have their better life here.
The situation in Afghanistan is getting critical every single day. The reason is that most of my family were military. Like my dad, my brothers, my uncles, cousins, most of them were police, army, air force. We were separated all around, but with being not only being a military, but even in civilian life, there is no jobs, there is no salary, there is no income for each person who was working. If you have your own shop or taxi driver, you are the only person who could find the money, but everyone else, including the instructors, the teachers, the pilots, the normal worker of an office, every single person lost their job. There's no job. The electricity shortage is a big problem, and it's a cold winter this year.
Your documentation and what you have, what it appears is, since you can't have a military equivalency from where you're coming from, and because of the social positions of various countries involved. I know you've already got your medical and already passed your private pilot written test. So then the next step forward is for us to get the TSA approval.
Will there be any classes or preparation, pre-check rides or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll get you comfortable in the airplane.
Okay.
So probably in a Cessna 172.
I graduated from pilot training here from Enid, Oklahoma Vance Air Force Base. I've completed all my qualification of single ship airdrop and formation, low level, all those training of C-130 beside doing the pilot training. The problem right now that I'm facing with the civilian life of FAA is that we're military from different country, but we have the same documents that the US military has. Same diploma, same certificates, and the same qualification. But the information I've been receiving from the flight schools, based on the policy that they're having, we somehow have to start from beginning.
We believe we can document your experience. Let's say the prep for private is 5 to 10 hours of flying. So that translates to be $2,500. So not a terrible amount of money, but it is money. I mean, it's not free. And then your instrument, maybe a little bit more, just because of you can fly basic instrument stuff, but using the G1000, using the different avionics, may take just a little bit of time to acquire it. The backbone is still there.
Seems like with all the courses going through, it's about 30,000-ish.
That'd be probably a good idea.
So don't know when to start and how can I start it, but that's a good approach that I've done today so far, talking to the flight schools. Getting back into flying, that's where I belong to. I belong to the sky. I belong to the airplane. If I can do it again and come back to fly, that will help me with everything, plus mentally, physically, and all the problems I'm having. It will help getting back into sky. It will help with everything.
تلفون کار نه کوي انټرنټ نه لري اتمن برق نه لري برق مشکل دلته ژمه د واورې شوي دي.
My biggest hope would be if I can get my job as a pilot, fly again. That way I can send my children to school, and my daughter will be her first school, starting like first time going to school, which she's the luckiest because she's going to school in the United States. That's the future. What I see for myself is being an airline pilot, my wife being a lawyer, and probably a good refugee lawyer because she's been through this process. Our whole life was been through changes of regimes and fighting and war. So I want a peaceful life for my children and have the best education they need and to be succeeded in the future.